This backing plate assembly is a direct replacement for worn out or damaged backing plates on your 2007 to 2018 Jeep Wrangler JK. If you're experiencing brake performance issues, uneven wear, or rusted components, this assembly provides an OEM quality solution to restore proper braking function and drum brake support. If your rear brakes are starting to squeal or feel loose, you should consider replacing them with this already assembled backing plate for brakes that you can trust and for a more convenient installation. This backing plate assembly serves as the mounting foundation for your rear drum brakes, ensuring all components stay securely in place for optimal performance and safety. Designed to match OEM specifications, it provides proper fitment and durability while protecting your brake components from dirt, debris, and moisture. Whether you're performing a full brake system restoration or replacing a damaged backing plate, this part ensures long-term reliability and consistent braking performance. Made from heavy-duty steel, the backing plate is engineered for strength and longevity. It features a corrosion-resistant coating to withstand the harsh driving conditions and prevent premature wear from moisture, road salt, and debris. The precision machine mounting points ensure a secure and stable fit, keeping your brake assembly properly aligned to OEM specifications. Now, as far as pricing goes on this backing plate, it's coming in right in that $200 price range, which is a decent price point for making sure your brakes are performing well, for safety, and for driving comfortably without that noise while you're braking. This backing plate is a bolt-on replacement designed to fit just like the factory part. Installation will require removing the wheel, drum brake assembly, and the old backing plate before you secure this new one into place. And since you have to get into that hub assembly and everything, we're giving this a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and you can expect to spend about 1 hour on the job. Now let's see exactly how that goes with an install video from one of our ExtremeTerrain.com customers.
Impact gun, breaker bar comes in handy. It's all useful, and brake 2mm, tire tool, leg nut saw, 8mm socket with socket wrench, 1/2 inch socket wrench with a 3/4 inch socket, 18mm ratcheting wrench, a sledgehammer, flathead screwdriver, pair of pliers, a slide hammer. So what I do is I just remove the assembly bolts on the back. You don't need to mess with the bolts here, just it saves you a lot of trouble. Put those bolts back in, put your cement SCs, benefit you. Make sure you support your brake caliper. You don't want to kink your brake hose. Now for the removal of the brake drum, it should slide off here. Work it back and forth. You can go ahead and get your speed sensor out of the way. You push down on this tab and pull back, and that'll slide right off. Like so. Just put that back out of the way. Next, I'm going to remove these 4 bolts on the back. Once you're situated, you want to make sure you remove your parking brake cable before you're able to pull this assembly off, okay? And in order to do that, you have to relieve the tension on that with either a pair of pliers. Now there's a little small nut on the back of the speed sensor. That is 8mm. Once you get that off, you can try to manipulate this out by wiggling it. That being the speed sensor. To get the axle out, you'll need a hammer slide 9 times out of 10. It'll take a lot of the work out of it. After you attach the hammer slide, just a couple taps. And it'll hopefully pop right out. Just like that. Okay, so you do not need to take out the little 8mm bolts. There's 3 of them here on the face. One which I broke off. You don't need to worry about those. You just need to separate it from the axle flange. Big hammer, ready to go, and give it a couple taps. That's what it looks like when you get it off. If you see here, this hole and this lever, that's where your cable for your parking brake goes. It's a lot easier if you put the cable on before you put this on, so you can manipulate the parking brake cable. Then you just slide this over your axle tube. Now, since it's a little corroded, and I did try to clean that axle tube up a little bit, you may have to tap it on and just try to tap it. Slide this in. I'll tell you before I forget. Before you forget, there's a notch. On the old one, there's 2 notches on the flange. That notch is for your speed sensor. You want to make sure that those are to the right and left. Your speed sensor goes in on the right side of this. When you slide your axle in, you want it to be tilted up at the far end. You'll feel it seat just before it goes into your differential. For a little tap. I pounded on this until I couldn't get any movement. So the flange, just took a drive and give it a little tap. Starts working its way on there. You can see the bolts coming through the back. Now, you got your bolts coming through the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you start threading those on, guess what? That's going to pull that in. Once you get that on, don't forget your speed sensor. It should slide right in the back. A lot easier than it came out. You want to go with the screw hold down. Screw hold down. Give it wiggle, and that'll go in. Bring your wire back around. As you can see, mine's not in good shape, but you'll make sure that the red retainer's backed out, and then this will slide right over and snap. And remember, those are what? 18mm. And you want to have a ratcheting wrench. 18mm. I'm going in a crisscross pattern because if I just crank this one down where this flange wasn't in all the way, it'll get in there crooked. Now, I would recommend you look up the torque specs if you want to be accurate on how tight to get these. All that's left now is to put the wheel back on after we tighten down some bolts back here and put the brake assembly back on.
All right, that's gonna wrap up our review and install of the backing plate assembly for the 2007 to 2018 Jeep Wrangler JKs. And for all things Jeep, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.